Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk movies, television, and wrestling. I'm, of course, Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for Predator Badlands. But before we get to that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Sure, just leave a like, comment, let me know your thoughts on Predator Badlands, and of course, hit that subscribe button. It helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into it, shall we? So I was really looking forward to this one. The resurgence of Predator, right? Thanks to our director, and I think he maybe wrote all three too. He definitely had a hand within the production of it, for sure, not just in the director's chair. Dan Trachtenberg has really brought the Predator name back to life, ever since Prey. And then, we had Predator Killers, and now here we are, where again, he's just doing these off-the-wall concepts. Like, remember when Prey was announced, and it was like, really? He's gonna fight Indians? Where there's no guns or anything? Like, how is that gonna work? How is that gonna be able to go toe-to-toe against a Predator? And it's arguably, and to me, it is the best Predator movie ever made is Prey. They were like, okay, yeah, now we need him to fight samurais. We need him to fight Vikings. We need him to fight this. We need him to fight that. Then we get that little anthology series of Predator Killers. And then, like, what's the next step after that? You make the Predator the good guy. He's going to be the one that we follow. And I got to tell y'all, this movie just had me grinning ear from ear all the way through. I absolutely loved it. It's like half like a foreign language film. It's also, part nature documentary. It's hunting packed. It's Yachka packed for sure, because again, he is our main character in this film. I am shocked by like how attached to the guy I got, and how much we actually made him a character, right? It's not just a creature roaring. He's speaking his own language, and in the beginning, the opening to me, the first 15 minutes, I would say it's the best part of the film for me personally. That's not a knock on the rest of the film. I was grinning ear from ear all the way through. But that beginning portion where, you're seeing him doing like some training and all that, and, he's speaking with the other Yachka, and, they're having a conversation, and you're thinking this is going to be like the dynamic of the whole entire film, and, it's just, the music is awesome, the choreography is awesome, the dialogue is actually awesome too. And then, the movie continues on, and I gotta say, I was in. I was in. I didn't really need the English whatsoever in it. Once Thea comes into play, who is a Wayland Sith, from the Wayland Corporation, from the Alien franchise. That was really cool to see that little tie-in. And she kind of breaks the fourth wall to explain how she's able to speak English, but yet our Yachka still can understand her. It's very, very clever, but I gotta say, I was in if they were like just speaking Yachka all the way through. I don't know if that's the correct language. The term for the language, but I know, the Predators are Yachka, so that's why I'm just calling it Yachka language. But yeah, I would have been in if we were just to do that all the way through. But man, when Thea comes in, she's also a really great addition to it. You really also get to understand where she is coming from. You get attached to her. And again, they're just really, really were able to establish this dynamic of a true underdog story that really didn't feel, redundant, something we've seen multiple times. There's some cliches there. There's some story beats that you've seen 100,000 times. But the way it's executed here, I don't know if it's just because, yeah, it's this, but with a Predator. It's just, it just makes it like seem much more fresh. Because again, that beginning, once everything, you understand all the stakes, you understand what we have to do, and when we get to the other planet, it is just, okay, we're on, and you are definitely on his side all the way through. Watching all the hunts as well, because again, it is hunting packed. They really established that whole prey and predator dynamic all the way through, even from the opening shot. The movie opens, and they really established the prey and predator dynamic throughout multiple different types of creatures, and you see that throughout the whole entire film. Like I said, it's almost like a nature documentary in a lot of ways. There's not a whole lot of dialogue. Yeah, when Thea comes in, she's applying it. She's kind of our, our mouth, if you will, explaining and explaining everything, and so that we are able to follow the story. But I honestly think if you take the dialogue out of it, I still think you got a pretty solid ass movie all the way through. I don't think the movie overstayed its welcome either. I think it was the perfect amount of time. The way that, like, okay, we just need to focus on these things. Okay, what is he trying to hunt? He's going to try to hunt this. Okay, then we have this other dynamic here. Can't go really fully more into it. besides what I have discussed, because there was a lot of things in this film that I wasn't fully aware of. That another dynamic and with these other characters that come into play was not aware of it. Some of them were very welcome sights for both good and bad reasons. I'll let that, if you've seen the movie, you probably know which characters I'm talking about, the ones that were enjoyable to see and the ones who were also enjoyable to see, but in different ways. Ellie Fanning, I believe, is the girl who plays Thea in this film. What she is able to accomplish with the many different ways that she has to be, again, most of the time, the only person really speaking throughout the film. Yeah, we have Hex, who is our predator. And again, with his personality, the way they talk and bounce off each other, they have really good chemistry. It's a lot of fun to watch. But her, especially with what she was able to do, again, I'm not going to go full more into it, because I'm not sure if it's really fully explained in the trailers on what kind of character she is. But the way that she's able to perform different dynamics is very, very good in the film, and a real standout performance. You know, we had David Johnson for Alien Romulus, who played a cyborg Sith, whatever you want to call them. And now we have Ellie Fanning. Like, it's just like, man, if you really want to prove that you can act, just play a Sith in the Wayland Industries, and you will be on your very well way. But yeah, I love this movie. I really did. It's in contention for my top 10 of the year. Is it my favorite Predator film? I probably would say no. Maybe it's within the top 3. Maybe within the top 4. That's not a knock on the movie whatsoever. Like I said, I really did enjoy it. But, you know, Prey to me is still, you know, the better Predator movie. It to me is the best Predator movie made. You know, it's hard to argue that first one. And I'll be honest, look, Predator Badlands is probably the better film. I'm not gonna lie. But I have a soft spot for that Predators movie that came out in 2011, I think, because that was my first Predator film, and I thought it was pretty cool. The Adrian Brody Predators movie. I actually have a real soft spot for that. I have a good time with it. I rewatch it frequently. But yeah, Predator Badlands is probably the better movie than that. But, you know, for my heart, I probably put Predators above that movie just because of that. But yeah, if I had to rank this on a lemon scale, sour lemon at the bottom, bad movie. Expired store-bought, bad, but hey, there's some good. Store-bought, not expired, good, but hey, there is some bad. Lemonade, it's a movie. It's whatever. Freshly squeezed lemonade, very good. Minor nitpicks. And then strawberry lemonade at the very top. Man, I mean, this movie is flirting with strawberry, for sure. But I would say overall, it is a freshly squeezed lemonade. Like I said, to me, it peaks at the 15-minute mark when, you know, the story starts. Now, again, still very enjoyable all the way through, but that opening 15 minutes, it never really kept up with that momentum. If it would have kept up with that all the way through, oh man, this is contention for best movie of the year for me personally. But, you know, after that, it slows down a little bit for me. Not in a bad way, you know, it just, hey, we're at the tempo of the film. And I liked a lot of the back and forth that we were going. I liked a lot of the silence in this. Like I said, I like the kind of nature documentary-esque that we went about the film. But, you know, those were the things that kind of knock it down a couple notches for me. Again, it's flirting with strawberry lemonade. But, you know, if we were going to go 1 out of 10, I would probably say this is a 9 out of 10. But yeah, freshly squeezed lemonade on the lemon scale. Let me know what y'all think about down in the comment section. Leave a like if you made this far within a review. I do greatly appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button as I am trying to grow into my YouTube career. Don't forget to squeeze the days, guys, because life is too short not to give you all. So squeeze every opportunity that you can. Until next time, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.